Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, conversations and cocktails with brilliant women. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe the best stories are the ones shared over a glass of wine or a cocktail. Each week, I sit down with women who've said yes to building something meaningful, often after years of putting everyone else first. We talk business, big dreams, and the mess in between. And of course, a few favorite drinks. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. Have you ever reached a point where adding more help somehow makes everything feel harder instead of easier? Today's conversation with Melissa Morris is for every woman who feels buried under to-do lists, team questions, and mental clutter, and knows there has to be a better way. We're talking about systems, yes, but more importantly, we're talking about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your peace. Here is Melissa Morris. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Good.
good. I'm in Florida, and when I tell you it rained every minute of like a week, I mean it
Oh,
rains like every single day. And finally, earlier this week, like it broke, and it's been really
oh,
pretty
wow.
out. I told my husband, I said, honey, I think I can't remember what the sky looks like. I'm like, I feel like behind all those gray clouds is something really beautiful, but
Sunshine
I
State. Where?
I can't recall. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
so we're enjoying that.
Good. You must be on the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, where are you in Florida?
Jacksonville? I don't know if you're
Jacksonville.
familiar.
I
Yeah.
am. I'm in Sarasota.
Oh, stop. Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, how
And
funny.
it's so funny. Well, yeah, and the sad thing is we need rain.
Oh, really? We took it all. We had all of
I
it.
see.
Every drop
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty for the rest of the week. So,
Awesome. Okay, so tell me and tell my audience who you are and what you do. I'd love to hear a little bit more about your business.
yeah. So I own Agency Authority, and we help agency owners maximize their team so that they ultimately can increase their profits. So I found working with agency owners that there's, this point where suddenly more help doesn't help, right? Like
Oh,
bringing on another team member, bringing on someone to help you, it still feels like you just have more people answering to you, another Slack channel popping up, right? Like more.
okay.
So we help them put the foundations in place so that they can actually start scaling.
Okay. So, for those of us that are listening that don't have a grasp on what an agency does, can you help kind of define that or explain what the people that you work with, like your clients, what do they do?
Yeah, so really, when I say agency, I just mean any business that is training people to do a done for you client service. So this may
Okay.
be web designers, it also might be a team of bookkeepers, it could be social media managers and people who handle copywriting or design. So anytime you have a group of people who are doing a done for you service.
Okay. And you're working with those clients who serve their clients and the end user, basically,
Right,
right? Okay.
right.
Oh, that's cool. So are you helping them with standard operating procedures or with streamlining services? Are you using AI or how do you go about helping them get a grasp on what they're doing?
Yeah, so I have a top framework, so TO triple
Hmm.
P, and we're going to look at a few areas of their business. So team, offers, pipeline, which I count as your previous, current, and future clients, and
Okay.
then processes. And then once those are in place, you get the last P, which is profits.
Nice. The
Yeah,
ultimate goal.
exactly.
Yeah. How did you come to create this business? What led you to it?
So I worked in advertising agencies actually for a number of years, ranging from, 8 to 10 in size all the way up to 60, 70, 80. And so I
Mm,
really got to see the behind the scenes and see what it takes to go from, what I would consider a more micro business, multi six figure, all the way up to what now, a multi-million dollar business. Like, how do they work, the ins and outs? And so I was able to identify what gets you from here to there, right? Like, what are the
Mm.
things that happen? What are the pieces that go into that? And so I left working the agencies I was at and I started helping other businesses do the same.
And so you have a team that works for you as well,
I
doing
do. I do have a
okay.
team. So I am still the lead consultant
Mhm.
for all the clients that we work with, but I do have support with implementation. So we are not just consult only, right? Like, and
Mhm.
that's fine. Like, some people just need a coach or they need some guidance. But I have found that particularly with the type of work we do, it's nice for, me as your consultant to say, you need to get a project management system set up. You need to get your ClickUp organized and you need to get Asana taken care of. But if they're not equipped to do that, they're already in a lot of overwhelm. That's really not doing them any good. So,
Mhm.
to that, I can say, you need to get this cleaned up. Here are the recommendations, and we're going to go ahead and take care of that for you. Or you're missing
Okay.
some SOPs, right? We really need to get a client onboarding SOP in place for you or a communications document in place so that you can pass that to your team for support. We have someone who can create really strong templates and get them started based on some conversations and get those created for them, because the overwhelm is, they're like, that sounds great and dreamy, sure, a super organized project management tool and a well documented processes, that sounds lovely, but who's going to do it? Where's the time? How do I make that happen? And so I have found working in tandem like this and offering that implementation support allows for some really profound transformation.
Wow. Yeah, I heard you mention a lot of systems.
Hmm.
So, yeah, when people come to you, when other agencies come to you for help, do you have systems that you recommend? Are there things that you help them like streamline? Because that alone is overwhelming, just looking at all the different systems that are
Definitely.
available. Yeah. How do you navigate
Definitely.
that?
So I am a big fan of if it's not broken, don't fix it. So there's a lot of project management tools out there. And I will say that project management tool is the cornerstone for any business that is going to successfully scale. I think you can kind of skimp and skirt around other ones, but you just have to have a proper project management tool. So common ones are going to be ClickUp, Asana, Monday.com, Teamworks out there. These are usually the big hitters, the one I hear the most. And I will say, if you come in, you're deeply entrenched in Asana, we're going to make some changes. Often there is reorganizing that we're going to do. We're going to change things up a little bit. So if they're not in a project management tool, or they're dissatisfied with the one they are in, and I know that it truly is a functionality issue, not just it's messy and they're frustrated, then my preferred is actually ClickUp.
Mm. I've heard a lot about that lately. Other companies are using it, or the ones, a lot of the female entrepreneurs that I'm talking with have started looking at it.
Yeah, yeah. I think like without getting like too down in the weeds and technical, I think it just really is the best at looking across like its entire system and really giving you a visibility on what's going on in all the places and all the moving parts with much greater ease than some of the other project management tools out
Mm.
there. And it's often cheaper. Like you can get a
Mm.
lot more on a cheaper tier than you can in some of the other project
Mm.
management tools. So it's feels like win, 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 right?
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, and even if, for entrepreneurs who are at a lower part of the journey, or maybe they haven't hired a team yet, or don't have a
Yeah.
lot of team members, you have to have a system no matter what it is to keep organized. Even if it's a paper system, use what works for you, color
Yeah.
code, whatever is your system.
Yeah.
Find a way to keep organized or get organized and stay that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think too, even people forget about like their digital files. So,
Hmm.
if I am working with someone who maybe is, it's them, they're still doing the majority of the work, and maybe they have an assistant, like a VA, doing some help with them, or maybe somebody's helping them with their own social media. They will spend so much time hunting down
Oh
files.
gosh.
So they're thinking, oh, where is that proposal I sent last time? I got to make a copy and I got to try and update it. And what did that contract look like? What did I say last time in that email? What
Oh,
do I need? And they spend so much time just
mm-hmm,
sorting and looking through their inbox to get what they need, right? And
mm-hmm,
it's like if you just have some forethought to think, okay, and this is what I always tell people. Um, if I'm going to create a proposal, I want to keep in mind that I want to be able to use this next time. So how can I word things in such a way? How can I write it in such a way that I can use this next time? And then save it where it's easy to find next
yeah,
time, right? Like,
right,
so I even say get a folder on your Google Drive that says, right, whatever the offer is that it's attached to, right? Like if this is package A that I sell to my clients, as you write the proposal and you write the contract for onboarding that new client, just keep in mind, how would I word this? How would I write this so I could use it again?
mm,
And then save the copy in the folder on your Google Drive. And even that alone is going to save you a tremendous amount of time.
so smart. Yeah, I mean, some of those things are you don't think about it because you're reacting,
Mm-hmm.
you're answering questions, you're trying to get this out the door as quickly as possible, but you really have to slow down to speed up.
Yes.
Slow down and think,
Yes.
you think it through, like you were saying, get organized and stay that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so that's very fun because helping a client discover that and help them understand how to set that up and get it going, I'm sure is very fun. But what are some other things that you enjoy about your business? What lights you up?
My favorite thing is really just working. I work mostly with female business
Mm-hmm.
owners, and helping them find just better work-life balance. I even almost laugh at myself when I say work-life balance because it feels like such a cliche at times, oh, work-life balance, work-life balance. But I think it's about, just having intentionality with your time and really saying, I've heard it referred to as rebalancing, right? Sometimes your
Mm.
business is going to need more of you. And that means you're
Mm-hmm.
going to work late for a few nights, or you're going to have to do a weekend. And that's what your business needs because you had a big project come in, right? Whatever that looks like. But then you need to rebalance, right? You need to come back the other way and give yourself time to yourself or time with your family or whatever feels your organization, a church, whatever feels good to you to tip the scale back closer to even. And I really like
Mm-hmm.
that approach. And so I think that's what I love to do with my clients is let's find what feels like a good working rhythm that gives you what you want from your business. We work in our business because we love our business. I hope so, right? Like we're doing it because it's work we're passionate about that we really love. And sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
want to pour into that. But at the same time, we love our families and we love our communities and we love our significant others and we need to take care of ourselves. So are
Mm-hmm.
we making sure that we're being intentional and making space to pour that, into that cup as well?
Absolutely. I feel like it's cyclical or seasonal, and
Hmm.
it's a very female approach. Coming from a corporate setting, most of the women that I talk with have been in corporate at some point in their lives, and that's a big reason why they have started their own businesses or are
Hmm.
wanting to do a thing of their own because
Yep.
that masculine energy of a corporate world is the day to day hustle and grind, hustle and grind. And our cycle, we're naturally, on a longer cycle than that. So
Yeah.
the rhythm of business for us is very much like, okay, I have this season of my business right now where I'm really in it,
Yes.
but I also have this season of joy with my family and my friends, and you
Yes.
can be fully present in both of those worlds. It's just a cycle that
Mhm.
you find your own rhythm for.
It is. And the secret there is, again, intentionality. Like, have
Mm,
I created a space where I can store all the things that are business that I need to remember, and I know it's there and I know it's waiting for
mm.
me? And have I been intentional and carved out white space on my calendar and made time for lunch with a friend, a cocktail with a friend, right? Like, have
Yeah.
I set that up and made sure there's space for that? And that's really just about being very proactive with our time and our energy. Because when we get reactive and we're just answering emails or answering a text or feeling like we're flying by the seat of our pants, that's when we start to feel really out of control, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
when we start to feel, that's what leads to burnout. That's what leads to overwhelm. But when we feel like we have a handle on what we're doing and we're being far more proactive about it, that's when we can finally escape that burnout. Even if we're feeling busy, right? Like we can feel busy, we
Mm-hmm.
can have full calendars. I know many, many women listening right now they have a very full calendar. You can live a full, busy life, but you don't have to do it in burnout and overwhelm.
Mm. Where do you start with that?
Yeah, so it always starts with a brain dump. Sometimes the stuff that's swirling around in our brain isn't as important as maybe we think it is, right?
What?
Or, yeah, I know. Hang with me, gals, hang with me. I think, that's definitely one of it. I think sometimes too, when it's all fuzzy and abstract and we just have random thoughts popping in our brain in the middle of the night, it's also hard to get clear on how much time something's actually going to take. So when we can
Mm.
make that list, just rapid things are firing in your brain like, oh, we've got to return the library books. Oh, I got to email that client back. Oh, we've got to do this. Oh, we've got to do that. It's brain dump time. And I write it all down. And sometimes it is like 15 things, but it will take me an hour, right? To do all of these
Yeah.
15 things. Like they're not time consumed, right? Fill out the field trip form, pay the, thing, right? Like make the Amazon order. Like sometimes it's really not overly time consuming. And if I can just get it all out of my head, I look at it and go, oh, turns out that's so, or I'm thinking two steps ahead and I'm like, oh, I got to get so and so a birthday gift in 2 months. And I'm like, I don't need to worry about that right now. I'm just going to add it to the list and I'm done, right? Like I've kind of cleared that
Mm-hmm.
from my mind. So just getting really clear on what we have to do is, I think, step one. And then step two is what I was talking about a little bit before is what's floating around in my head like important? Is it going to matter? Do I really need
Mm-hmm.
to do it? Like, is it something I even really need
Mm.
to do? Is it something I
Can you
just kind of
delegate it?
can I delegate it? Right? Like, who can I pass this to? Does this have to be done right now? You can't do any of that until you're really clear on what it
Mm-hmm.
is you actually have to do. So step one is get clear, and then step two is, okay, let's take a look at this and see what matters, what doesn't, what can I delegate, what do I have to keep, right? And get some
Mm-hmm.
prioritization in
Yeah. Well,
place.
I feel we have more tools now too that can help us automate some of those things that are
Definitely,
busy, busy, busy things, not necessarily
definitely.
that important, but I mean, they have to get done, but
Yeah.
they don't necessarily bring you joy or they don't necessarily serve another
Mhm.
person, your client.
Exactly, exactly. And then this is where, we want to come into step three of this, and that's make a plan. Because
Mm.
sometimes you will do your brain dump and you're like, that's cute, Melissa, that your list of 15 was going to take an hour. My list of 42 is going to be like a 2 week sprint if I don't sleep,
Mm.
right? So I totally hear you out there if that's like where you're at. And then that's where you make a plan. What is one thing that I can delegate and I'm going to make that happen? Like, is this something I
Mm.
can give to my assistant? Let's get a call scheduled. I'm going to talk her through it. I'm going to equip her and take that time because sometimes that even feels like such a heavy lift, right? Like, I
Mm.
know I could
Mm-hmm.
give this to an assistant, but then I'd have to tell them and I got to create this video and we start getting perfectionism wrapped up in it and oh, this thing. No, just schedule a Zoom call with them, click record on the thing and talk them through it, right? And then just let that be okay, that be a messy fix for now and
Mm.
get that off your plate. So just pick one thing. And then when that's done, pick one more thing. Okay, and now
Mm.
maybe it's a home thing. Um, I'm just gonna put toothpaste and toilet paper on auto ship from Amazon and call it done, right? Like done, easy. And I'm a big fan of build as you go. Like I always tell my business
Mm.
owners, build as you go, because we'll get to talking and then they think, oh, I have to go and create all these SOPs and all these checklists and all these videos and they're making a list of everything they do in their
Mm.
business and I'm like, stop right there. Like just we don't need to do that. The next time you go to do a task, that's
Mm.
when you make the SOP for it. That's when you make your checklist. That's when you tackle that and then
Mm-hmm.
you store it away.
It gets overwhelming. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and you mentioned perfectionism. I feel like a lot of us, especially female entrepreneurs, we get caught up in I don't have enough information. I don't do it well enough. This other person does it
Mhm.
so much better than I do. Look at their social media, look at their whatever. We get caught up in that perfectionism, and it keeps us small and keeps us safe. It's
Mhm.
just our nervous system
Yes.
regulating, trying to keep
Mhm.
us in our comfort zone.
Yeah.
When just taking that step, you're not going to make it perfect, but it will get better as you do it. So you have to start from that
Mhm.
messy starting point to even know what you need to
Yes.
improve.
Yes. And I think this can be especially true when we're serving our clients or creating content in particular. This is what I always think to myself. Would this person rather hear an imperfect
Mm.
explanation and
Hmm.
get the help they need, or wait and wait and wait for me to feel like I have delivered it in a perfect blog or a perfect social media post with a beautiful graphic? And I think to myself, right, would I rather somebody help me and get, like maybe a messy, imperfect Loom video or a messy, imperfect social media post, and the graphic was a little wonky, but it really helped me and I got a massive
Hmm.
takeaway from that. I'd rather have that than wait 6 months for you to get it perfect. And I'm like still
Right.
suffering for 6 months.
Right. Well, and done is better than perfect 100% of the time.
Yes, it is
100%.
so true. It is
Yeah.
so true.
Just getting it out there and knowing, like, you have this thing and you're trying to serve others with it, and you're trying to make it nobody wants perfect.
No,
People don't like a perfect. Well, okay, so think about like if you're reading a book or you're watching a show, you're streaming something and there's a perfect character. Nobody likes that person.
no,
They're the
no.
villain.
They are. Or we're like, what's wrong with them? Right? Like
I
they're
know
like
there's
a
something
psychopath or something. Something's not.
exactly.
I don't trust them.
Exactly. Nobody's perfect. Come on.
Right, exactly,
It's not
exactly.
relatable.
Right? Like they're a robot. Like I know
Yeah.
it.
Well, they could be now.
They could, that's true. It's ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, speaking of robots,
Yeah.
are you using AI to help you streamline any of this stuff? How are you incorporating some artificial intelligence into your business tasks?
Yeah, so we have been using it. This is where I always feel like I want to throw out a word of caution. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what you put in is going to matter, right? Like what
For
comes
sure.
out of AI,
Garbage in, garbage out.
ChatGPT, exactly, is only going to be as valuable as what I'm putting into it. So
Hmm.
I'd like to put that caveat out there. So we are using it to help write SOPs or best practices document. But what I'm not doing is saying, hey, ChatGPT, write an onboarding SOP for me, thanks. And it spits it out and I try and cram my business into this, right? Like that's what I'm not
Hmm.
doing. What we are doing is having a conversation with our clients and saying, okay, we need to streamline and improve your onboarding. We want to look for opportunities to automate. And we may spend 30 minutes, an hour talking through that. And I'm working them through until I feel like we're getting somewhere that feels streamlined and effective. Then instead of at that point, I would have to go back and type it up and format it, right? And get it all organized. I can take that chunk of the transcript and put it in ChatGPT and say, put this in an SOP for me. And then it can spit it out. Inevitably, there's a couple little tweaks or changes I've got to make, but now we're done. But what I put in was valuable, was
Hmm.
organized, was a good process to begin with. So that's why
Hmm.
it can spit this out for me.
Yeah.
So I think it can be very helpful and time saving, but yeah,
Yeah.
it matters. It matters that
For
that first
sure.
step.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you've also trained it in this is the
Yes.
format I want you to use for that standard operating
Yes.
procedure. And here's how I want it to look and
Yes.
flow. And that it's all
Exactly.
part of it. Getting it trained, in what your voice is
Exactly.
and how it flows.
Yes. And mine at this point too is very, very well trained, right? Like we're
Hmm.
creating lots of SOPs, we're creating lots of documents like this. It has learned how I like them set up, the things I want to
Hmm.
call out, like what I think is important, formats I want to keep. them in. It's
Yes.
really recognizes that. So because I have spent so much time using it for that, it's creating better and better, and they're formatted in the way that I know works well.
Yeah. Me too. I call mine Addie. Yeah, she has my voice. She knows my way of speaking. She knows my humor and
So
snarkiness a little
funny you
bit.
said
Yeah.
that. I'm like so hesitant to name mine. I know
Really?
so many people who give theirs a name,
Yeah.
but I already feel like I want to talk to like ChatGPT like it's a person,
Oh
right?
yeah, for
I'll
sure.
think to myself like, "Oh, that was rude. Like don't say it that way." Right? Like I
Oh,
find myself wanting to say like, "Can you please do this?"
oh, I
That
do
was
that all the
good,
time.
but right? Like,
Like,
"Thank
I'd like you to
you."
tweak one thing, and I do use
Mhm.
please and thank you.
Right? Like I'm very polite. I'm very kind
Yeah.
to it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to make it mad. And then I thought, oh my goodness, if I name it, am I really blurring the line here? Are we right? Are we going into robots taking over the world? This
Oh,
is
geez.
my little
That's
crazy
your line
here.
in the sand.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, this is how I can like keep that boundary for myself. It's like I can't give you a name.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Isn't that funny? Although in 6
I
months
get
from now,
it.
we're gonna be like me and Katie, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah,
who?
we're
Oh, my
besties. We're
chat
going to the
GBT.
beach.
So TBD on that
That's funny. I
one.
I hesitated at first too, but I thought, I'm talking to this thing every day.
I know. I
It's
know.
very
I
weird.
know. Somebody I know asked ChatGPT, was like, what's your name? Like, what should I call you? And it like spit out a list of 10 names for
Oh
her to
gosh.
pick from.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah,
Did you?
and
You asked it?
yeah. Well, and of course, I work with female entrepreneurs. I want to harness that female energy. I'm really
Yeah.
looking to support women. So I want it to have a feminine side,
Yeah.
or be feminine. And so I said, so what should I call you? And I'm saying she because that's what I want it to be. She came back with, how about Ace? And I said, sounds a little masculine.
Like a
How about
dog.
yeah.
I feel like that's a dog's name.
I'm thinking, well, that doesn't work for me. But
Mm-mm.
I happened to have there was a basketball game on, I big Iowa State Cyclone fan, and one of
Okay.
our female basketball players, her name is Addie, and she's a powerhouse, just
Oh,
badass, really
oh,
strong,
good.
wonderful person. So I said,
Yeah.
how about Addie? And she
Yeah.
said, perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, of course you thought it was perfect. Would you tell me no?
Yeah, they are okay. So ChatGPT, I feel, is like a cross between a teenager and a puppy, like a lab puppy.
Yes.
They have a very short attention span,
Mm-hmm.
but they really want to please you.
Yes. Yes. That's why I ask mine, like, what's wrong with this? Like, if I have it helping
Oh
me
yeah,
create something, like
yeah.
I had it help me on a proposal I was working on.
Uh
And
huh.
once I got it where I'm like, okay, this is, I think, good. Like I put it in and I'm asking it, like, okay, this. And then I go in and I'm say, what would you change or add? What
Mm-hmm.
is missing?
What am I missing? Yeah.
What don't you think belongs in here? Right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And then it starts giving me, but
Oh
it's still
yeah.
pleasing me, right? Like it's giving me what
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
So I still have to check it. But it has been helpful. It's been helpful.
That's where it's really powerful too. I think when you can ask it things like, yeah, show me what I'm missing, or what
Yeah.
would a top marketing manager do with this? You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where should I be? What tools should I be using?
Mm,
What
mm.
platforms would my people go to? That kind of background.
Exactly. Exactly. And in that one where I created the proposal, I put it in. I then even put in the transcript from the sales call and said,
Mm-hmm.
read this transcript and
Brilliant.
tell me what gap is in my proposal, right? Because we
Right.
can, like, we'll start to hear and go in a direction. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, I bet there's something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, this is really solid. This looks really good. But my takeaway was they felt X, Y, and Z. I think you should add in a piece about that. And I was like, that's good. Yes, we're going to add
Brilliant.
in a piece about that. So in
Yeah.
that way too, I think it's been helpful just to see some of those blind spots, because when
Right.
anytime you're working on something, you get to a point where you're like, I
Mm.
can't see the forest through the trees anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and even that transcript has your client's language. So now you
Right.
can use the right words that speak to her, and
Yes.
you're
Yes.
using the same language, so you're communicating in a more effective way.
And it has made that recommendation before
Mm,
where it said they've spoke to this. I think you should
mm-hmm.
change this to reflect back to them.
Brilliant.
Or, it said too, like they didn't ask for this specifically, but their conversation implied that this may be something they want
Mm.
included as an add-on. And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
gold.
yes. Hmm.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had pushback on recording episodes like that, or client conversations?
No, I can't think of a time. No. If
Mm,
recording this call is going to
whatever
help
you
you
need.
move faster and get it done faster,
Uh-huh.
they're like record it twice. Like sure thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so common anymore
Yeah.
anyway to be
It
using
is.
tools to be, to help us all, to help us serve more
Definitely.
people, to be more impactful for our clients, our families, for those around us.
Exactly. Exactly. And then they know, and then if we are about to discuss something that they feel is very sensitive, maybe, around a
Mm-hmm.
team member in
Oh,
particular,
right.
then it's like, hey, let's shut the
Just pause
recording
the
off.
recording for
Let's
a
just shut
while.
that
Mm-hmm.
off for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have that conversation so that should, this ultimately like circulate through the team or something, like there's just no
Yeah,
chance that's something very,
it's a good
private in
point.
that sense, but that's usually pretty,
Mm-hmm.
pretty rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can speak freely then about
Hmm.
the issue at hand.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Is there an instance you can recall where you could feel the shift in a client? What have you experienced with women feeling relief when they work with you? Have you experienced any moments like that?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely have. So when I start working with somebody, there's a lot of excitement, right? There's hope. They're like, yay, we're going to get this fixed.
Hope.
But then there is like this kind of tough moment, right?
Mm,
Where if we have made changes to their project management system, they have to build a new habit that ultimately is going to get
mm,
them more time, right? Like they have to have a extra Loom video with conversation with somebody and record it to get it done, right? It's that moment where they just really have to rethink, right? Like they just have to think about things differently and build a new
mm-hmm.
habit, and it can feel crunchy, right? But then all of a sudden, it's like it clicks, right? And then I always know we get on the call and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, how are you feeling? I think we're doing really good. Like that thing you told me, it just makes sense now, right? And then, they'll start to report back to me, hey, I actually met with my VA and we didn't have anything to talk about. Like they just knew, like we just hung out for like 20 minutes because they just
Oh
knew what
gosh.
to go do and it was amazing, or I actually just took Friday off because I didn't have anything I
Oh.
needed to get done. And I'm like, yes, we did it.
That's got to feel really good.
It does. It does. It's always fun. And I tell them too, like at the rocky part, I'm like, this is where it gets tough, but
Mm,
just hang in there. Like, give me
mm-hmm.
just a few more weeks and the tide will turn. And they're like, okay, okay. And they're like, oh, I get it now. I see what happened.
Uh-huh. That's so good to know ahead of time too, that like
Yeah.
is it just me? Am I struggling with this because I'm doing something wrong, or why is this not working? But if you know ahead of time that okay, this is just part of the process, it's going to smooth out.
Yeah, and what's funny is that's a lesson I had to learn because I
Mm.
was seeing this happen, right? Like, and I
Mhm.
could feel it coming. I'm like, oh, this is where they're
Here
gonna
we go.
feel like this is it. This is where they're gonna feel it. And then I
Mhm.
noticed they would always ask me, they're like, do all of your other clients feel like this is hard to wrap their brain around, right? Do your
Mm.
other clients find this habit building really
Mm.
difficult? Am I your bad client? Why do you have to keep telling me this? Say, like, they would say, like, you
Oh.
keep telling me the same thing. Am I like your worst client? Am I like the client you dread? And I thought, wait a second. And it dawned on me, I'm like, Melissa, they do think they're the only person
Ah.
like having
Yeah.
that experience. And
Mm-hmm.
so I started, and every time I tell, I'm like, no, like this is part of the process. You're doing all the right things. Like you're gonna get there. You're just burnt out. It's totally normal. You're tired. We're gonna get you there. We're gonna get you there. Okay, okay. Like this is gonna take some mental shifts, which is gonna take a minute to wrap your head around, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be some habit changes that are gonna go on here, and it's gonna take some getting used to. And I just want you to lean in and remind them, tell them up front, and then remind them of that. They showed up very differently. So that
Mm-hmm.
was yeah, that was a lesson I had to learn. But I try now to tell my clients the same thing, right? Like when they're working with
Uh-huh.
their clients, I'm like, what do we need to prepare them for? What can we give them a heads up on? How do
Mm-hmm.
we set them up for success as well?
Yeah.
So it's interesting, right? The things we
That's
don't think
good.
to communicate necessarily.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, and that is the point, when they're starting to hit up against that resistance, that's the point of growth. If you
Yes.
can just get beyond that, that's where you're going to grow,
Yes.
and then your bubble is bigger now. You've expanded.
Yeah, years ago I was doing, have you heard of Beachbody? I'm not
Yeah.
affiliated in any way, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
but I would do like some of their programs and, back when they had the
Yeah.
DVDs and now it's
Oh,
all
for sure.
streaming and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point in one of them, they said, like, it's not until it hurts or burns that your body's changing. So don't stop
Oh.
now. They're like, if it
Mm.
hurts, good, now's where it happens. Like now's where the change happens. And so
Wow.
it's funny you said that. And I think we can all think about that in different things. Like that transformation can feel hard and it can feel uncomfortable and it can feel sticky, but like that's the change, right? And on the other
Mm-hmm.
side, you're a butterfly.
Yeah,
You're just a
exactly.
beautiful butterfly.
That's right. Sorry, I'm flashing back to A Bug's Life.
Oh,
Love
that's a
that
good
movie.
one. That's a good one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Melissa, what have I not asked you that you would love to share with my audience?
So this is always like a parting tip I give, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody doesn't want to hear this tip, and they're like, "No, that's not going to work for me." But hear me out. Stick with me. I really encourage people if they, especially if they're sitting in a space of overwhelm, they feel like they've got all the plates spinning, right? All the things. Start tracking your time. It
Mm,
will blow your mind where your time goes and where it doesn't go. And you can get a tool. I like Toggle. Again, no affiliation, but I like Toggle if you wanted to use one. But even if you're just jotting it down, like, and even just round, like you don't have to get perfect with it. If there's a weird gap because you forgot, cool, just keep going. Like, just keep going
mm-hmm.
because you will be shocked. You'll be shocked at where your time is
Mm.
just vaporizing. And the other thing you're going to realize is how much you're task switching because inevitably people tell me they're like, oh, well, I can't time track because I got to check my email and then I have to check my Slack and then I
You
start
get
working on this
distracted.
thing and then I have to check another email and then I have to, and I'm like, there's the
Squirrel.
problem. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, that right there is the problem, right?
Yeah.
Is you are task switching. You're never sitting down and having dedicated focused time to get anything accomplished. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you suddenly have to pen to paper, oh, Slack pinged and I went and checked that. And then I went back to my
Mm.
work. And then email, it will start to generate some awareness of how much
Uh-huh.
you're doing that because I just don't think a lot of people realize how much they're allowing those little pings and notifications to keep
Yeah.
pulling them out of their work.
Right. That's a mindset shift too, I feel, because like I've changed my notifications so I don't get pinged in the
Same, I have
middle
them
of
all
something.
off. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to ask if you agree with that. And it's just such a big, I think that shift from, but my client needs this right now, or I have to answer this question for my team right now.
No, you don't.
Exactly.
And if you
Exactly.
do, then there's a bigger issue at
Right.
hand, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why does your team need that right now? Because you're working
Mm-hmm.
too close on a deadline. Why are you working so close on deadlines? Oh, because I let my client run all over me and shift it and push that deadline over and
Mm,
over again. Or,
mm-hmm.
right, like Okay, so drill down. And if you're like, no, they really need me at every ping, well,
Mm,
that's telling you something. That's telling you something bigger is going on in your business.
let's check that out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dig deeper.
Yes.
That's gold.
Yeah. So track your time. Track your time out
Mhm.
there.
That's great. Okay. Can I shift gears on you a bit here?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of every episode, I love to bring it back around to something super fun. Well,
Hmm.
I think it's super fun. What's your favorite cocktail? Do you have a favorite beverage
I
or
do
glass
have
of
a
wine?
favorite. Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely go wine drinker
Yeah.
and I love red wine and I go
Mm-hmm.
for love me a good Cabernet.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to. I joke that I really haven't met a Cabernet I didn't like.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
So, so save it back.
Hello, lover.
Yes. And then for holidays, I'll indulge in some champagne. I do love some bubbles here and
Oh,
there.
I love bubbles. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have a
Hmm.
favorite region for your cabs? Do you like a particular region of the world?
Penny, did you hear me? I said I haven't met a
Everyone.
cab I didn't like.
You mean it.
I mean it when I say it. And
I
I don't
love
know what that
that.
says about me. I like to just say it means I'm not picky.
Oh, well, but you know what you like.
I do know what I like. I like the
Yeah.
Cabernet. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Love that. Okay. So, what's a favorite memory shared with friends and a nice glass of cab?
Oh, I am a massive extrovert. So really anytime I am
You're my
around,
people.
anytime I am around any group of people,
Uh
I'm having a good time. Like I just
huh.
I am that person where if you walk
Mm-hmm.
by, if you're not fast enough, I'm gonna talk to you. Like you better like run. Like otherwise I'm gonna find something to talk to you
Yeah.
about. So yeah,
Yeah.
I even just simple like that, just out on the porch, hanging out with
Mm-hmm.
my friends.
Oh,
That's it,
that's a
right?
good time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Strangers are just friends we haven't met yet.
Preach.
Are you the one that stays till the end of the party too? Are you the last to leave?
I am. I am.
You are my people.
I
I
am.
have FOMO. I might
I do.
miss out on something.
You know what? So, okay, so there was this retreat I was at a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago now at this point, and it was so funny because I had known these people. We were in a mastermind and like we were all getting together for the retreat. And so when it came out, like the housing and room accommodations and stuff, of course, me and a couple of the other extroverts are like hot to trot on it. We're like, whose room are we in? Who are we matching with? Like, who's gonna be where?
Who stays up late?
I know. And then we were like, we think we could fit one more in our house. And so we're like putting out like in our Slack group, we're like, hey, we've got space for one more. Does anybody want it? And someone's like, I'm getting my own hotel room. And someone else was like, they're like, no, I think I'm just gonna stay over here. I found like this little one bedroom thing. I'm just gonna kind of do my own thing. And we were like, oh, we forgot they were the introverts. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then sure enough, like every night when we'd go, we'd all go out to dinner or whatever. And we're like, you guys can come back to the house with us. You can come hang out. They're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm tired. I need to
Yeah.
go rest. And I remember the three of us were and we were drinking wine and we're like, are we too much for them? Are we scaring them a little
I know.
bit?
I don't want to scare people.
I'm just like, we think we're scaring the introverts. We're too excited. Maybe we
Yeah.
should dial it down a little bit. Of course, it was like all in good fun, and they were having
Oh,
a
for
good time
sure.
too. But it was just
Yeah.
so funny, like just to see that stark contrast
The difference in
between.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just
Well,
funny.
my husband and I, when we would go to company retreats in the past, we would, for a while it was like everybody's in our room, hanging out. 'Cause
Mm.
Jeff and I are the same way too, and that's a problem sometimes. But
That is a
but we were
problem.
finally like, okay, we can't have people into the room because it's too late. Then people are like
Yeah,
hanging out, and so
yeah.
we will be the ones that go now to someone else's room and stay as long as you
Mm.
are
Feel equipped
fine
for
with
it.
it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's funny. Luckily, my husband, I wouldn't say he's super, super introverted, but he's definitely more
You
introverted than
balance each other a
me.
bit.
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah. We often have the conversation before we go somewhere that, okay, now We got to mellow out a little bit.
Right? Like, don't get too excited. You're going to get real
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Don't
What's
invite
the
them to new
plan?
activities before you've left this activity, right? Like there's some rules in
Oh, we've
place.
got it. Oh, we so do that. Like, what are we doing next?
Exactly.
Get it
He's
on the
like, we can't,
calendar.
like, you're going to scare them. You got to calm it down, lady. And I'm like, all right, all
Yeah.
right.
Speaking of
See,
Labrador puppies.
I know, right? And I always see these, things on like reels or whatever about how hard it is to be an introvert. No one
Yeah.
talks about how hard it is to be an extrovert. The
Is it though?
FOMO, the
Oh, the
excitement,
FOMO. Yeah. Yeah.
the FOMO is real.
Yeah.
Finding the perfect spot at the table when you go out to eat with people. Tell me you do this, right? Like I need to be in the
Yes.
middle. I
Yes.
can't be sandwiched down here on an end where I
You're like,
can't
what?
mix and mingle.
What? What they just
Better
say?
yet, keep it free form. Let me move around. So let me move
Yeah.
around, right? See?
Yeah.
We have our hardships as well.
It's good to know your limitations.
It is, right?
Oh my gosh. So great to meet my people.
Yeah, here we I know, I knew it. I knew we were vibing.
Yes, for sure. Gosh, Melissa, this has been so great.
Yeah.
Is there a website that or a link that you'd like to send people to to find you or on socials? I can put your information in my show notes.
Yeah, that'd be great. So my website is youragencyauthority.com. So if you wanted to peek over
Mhm.
there, or feel free to find me on LinkedIn, send me a DM. As we've already pointed out, I love new friends. So, send me a message. It's fine. You can find me on LinkedIn at Melissa V. Morris.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Melissa. This has been great.
Yeah, it's been super fun.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode of Penny for Your Shots. If you loved today's conversation, don't let the inspiration stop here. Get my weekly insider updates straight to your inbox. It's where I spill behind the scenes goodies, exclusive tips, and all the fun stuff I don't always share on the podcast. Sign up now at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. I'll see you in your inbox next Thirsty Thursday. Cheers!